And I also don't want to get to the point where my job becomes more important than me. Did we do too much blush? Is there ever too much blush? So basically, I'm not answering no emails on weekends or evenings. When it's after 5, that's a tomorrow issue. You guys, girl, give me a moment because it's been so long. It has been so long since I've sat down and actually, you know, took some time to just talk to you guys, and I'm just so happy that I'm pushing myself to do this. So shout out to me. But yeah, what is up, you guys? It's your girl Samantha. I have not said that in so long. If you guys are new, thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you're not and you've been kicking it with me, thank you so much for coming back, because as I've been saying, it's been forever and a day. I don't really want to do a lot of long talking because we will do that in the video, but today, honestly, I just want to update you guys on what's been going on, life lately, all that kind of stuff, because the last sit down video that I did with you guys, I can't even remember. I just know that there's been a bit of growth since that last video, so I just wanted to come on here and introduce myself a little bit, let you guys know a little bit more about me. We will be talking about that while I do my makeup, so if you guys want to see that, if you guys want to be fast, if you guys want to be in my business, then definitely keep on watching. But before we hop into it, you're already here, so please make sure that you hit the red subscribe button. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Girl, what is up? As I said in the intro, we're just gonna be talking, kicking it, and doing some makeup today. So go ahead and get your makeup so we can do it together. So today I'm just gonna be doing my kind of everyday look. As I said, we talk about what's been new, what's been going on with me. So I guess for starters, yes, first things first, I did go ahead and cut my hair. I'll get into that a little bit later as to why, but basically, long story short, I just was not in love with my hair anymore. I was just feeling like, first of all, I needed a big change, all of that kind of stuff, and then it just wasn't feeling how it normally does. If you guys haven't seen my salon video, go ahead and check that out. I really should be doing this while I do my brows, so let me go ahead and brush these up. I just actually did my skincare, so my face is a little bit oily still, so I do like to, I think I'm gonna need to pin these bangs back or just get them out the way. Yeah, so my skin is a little oily and kind of dewy, so what I'm gonna do before I go ahead and add any product to my brows is I'm just gonna powder them down. So I'm just gonna use the Sephora translucent setting powder, and I'm literally just gonna dust my brows, and this is just gonna help to take away that shine so that the product will stick. But like I was saying, you guys, I just really was not liking how my hair was looking or feeling anymore, and I really just needed to change. So now that my brows are kind of muted, well, I guess now that my skin is kind of muted, I'm gonna go ahead with the, what is this even called? This is the MAC Eyebrow Styler in the color Stud. This is like my homegirl, we go way back. I can't really talk while I do my brows, so let me go ahead and do this, and then I'll come back to you guys and we can talk some more. Alright, so this is what I usually do. I just kind of carve out the underneath my brows, and then on top with the pencil, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use the eyebrow pen just to fill in those lines. So I kind of just do this as a stencil, and then I'll go back in and fill everything in. Like I was saying, this is the brow pen from Anastasia. This is what the kind of felt tip looks like. So I just go ahead and do hair like strokes. So again, I'm not going to talk too much right now, but let me just finish this off. Basically, we're just going to finish off brows, and then we'll get to talking a little bit more. As you can see, I'm literally just doing really fine like strokes. I'm just gonna come close so you guys can see. I am gonna go ahead and brush it out so it will become a lot softer than this. Alright, so I'm just gonna take a... Why does this spoolie look like that? Anyways, I'm just gonna take this spoolie and just run it through my brows so that any of those harsh lines can just be a little bit softer. And already you can see my brows coming together. At least starting to come together. So next I'm just going to use this REFY brow gel. Right now my hair isn't styled how I normally like it to look. This is actually day, I don't know, I think it's day, I don't even remember what day it is. But it does look a little bit more frizzier than I would like it to. But at first I will say I did not, actually no, I can't say at first I didn't like it. At first I did like it, I think because it was just so new. But then when I reached in the back, I don't know why, but like the back of my hair was just my comfort piece. Let me know if you guys have a comfort piece of your hair, but that was just like my thing. And like the middle back section of my hair was kind of the longest. And I could always count on her, if you know what I mean. And when I realized that was gone, I really did panic when I got home. It was really a what am I gonna do now kind of moment. And for the first, I would say 2 days of my hair being cut, I was distraught. Again, I wanna do a more in-depth video about the emotions that came with cutting my hair and all of that. But yeah, just, you know, for the short version, that's really how it felt when I cut my hair. I mean, it's been almost, what, I want to say a week? Yeah, it's been almost a week since I cut it at this point. No, I'm lying. It's been almost 2 weeks since I cut it at this point, and it's really grown on me. I honestly love how easy it's been to style my hair, and it's become a part of me. So I'm no longer at that point where I hate how it looks. It's just something fresh and new for me now. All right, like I told you guys, I do like that semi-laminated brow look. So I'm just taking this like makeup spatula and I'm just pushing that product into my brows to kind of stick those babies down. And then what I like to do is, the product comes with like a comb and brush side. This is pretty dirty. It's just full of like the same brow product, but I just like to comb them down just to tame them a tad. Because as much as I do like this soap brow, I realize I don't really like the crazy bushy soap brow. I do like them a little bit sculpted. All right, but let's get back to the topic at hand, which is you guys getting to know me. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am a single mom of 2. I have 2 amazing little human beings. One is 6 and 2 daughters actually. I just realized I didn't say that. But yeah, one is 6 and the other one, she's gonna be 8 soon, which is crazy. Yeah, I've been a single mom since 2018. Okay, you know what, you guys? These brows, they're doing a lot. So let's get over this whole brow situation and then come back, because I'm over this. It's doing too much. Long story short, I'm just gonna do this concealer, blend this in, and then get on with our day. Okay? Okay. Alright, so of course this is not my favorite brow day, but we move. Next I'm just using the Milk Hydrogrip primer. I will have everything listed in the description box down below. But yeah, as I was saying, I have been a single mom since 2018. To say it's been a journey is an understatement, but I will say I feel like part of like the life lately part is that I've just embraced it so much. Like, Again, that doesn't mean that I don't have struggles, because believe you me, I definitely struggle with a lot of different things, but I've really gotten to the point where single motherhood does not define me whatsoever. It's just such a beautiful place to be. Before, I would say I definitely used to let every little stigma and every little situation get to me and kind of bring me down. The person I was in a relationship with, I would also let that person bring me down with just I'm not even gonna get into that, but I really used to allow that person to control my emotions, and it's just so amazing that I'm finally at the point where a lot of those things just don't faze me anymore. If you're wondering what I'm using, I'm just color correcting using the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I've been finding that this makes a huge difference in my makeup. But yeah, it's taken a lot of hard work. It's taken a lot of down days. It's taken me going through depression. It's taken me having very suicidal ideation. It's taking me attempting to myself. Well, I guess not myself, but I guess unalive myself. It's taken a lot for me to get to this point, but either which way, I'm just so grateful and just so full of joy that I've reached this destination. My camera died, but I did go ahead and just blend out those harsh lines of the color corrector. I'm just using the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. It also took a whole community, a whole village, a whole list of people that really had to believe in me before I really started believing in myself. And I'm just so grateful to those that just never gave up on me, to those that really did continue encouraging me, to those that really stood in the gap when, I just felt like I couldn't go on. I really couldn't have gotten to this place without those people, without my village. And I honestly have realized how therapeutic content creation has been, and just the small community that I've created online. You guys have helped me so much just with your encouraging messages. Some of you even reached out when I was in a really dark time. You guys noticed that I wasn't even posting for a long time, and those moments alone really helped to kind of get me back on track. So thank you guys so much for that as well. Overall, it's just been so incredible to just witness the love that people genuinely have for me and my minions, and I just, as I said, can't thank you guys enough. I do kind of want to get into my single motherhood journey a little bit more over here. I do share quite a lot on my Instagram, and I feel like I tell you guys that all the time, but I'm not as open on my YouTube channel for some reason. I don't know why. But I do want to be more candid and transparent with you guys, and as I said, share more of my journey with you guys. So let me know what you guys want to see in terms of that aspect of my life. If you guys are also wondering, you'll see I still have orange under there. I'm gonna just kind of leave that because that will be covered up by concealer, but I just don't want to add too much product under there so I'm not creasing like crazy. Alright, so I'm also just gonna take a beauty blender and just kind of go over my face to soak up any excess product. But yeah, you guys, that's basically what's been new. Or not really new, but for those of you that are new, that is I guess a big part of me, to be honest, a big part of my life and I guess lifestyle. What else? I'm not a full-time content creator, although I would love to be. That's just not my reality for right now. But I do work in education, so that is what I do when I'm not creating content. I've really been loving that. I used to work with children for many years. Because I worked with children for so long, I'm now teaching adults to work with children, and it's just a total full circle moment that I'm really loving and enjoying. So that is also my other passion. I love to teach, I love to help people. So yeah, and as you guys can see, obviously I love helping you guys as well, whether it's learn new makeup or learn new makeup techniques, mommyhood stuff, all that kind of stuff. My passion is definitely helping others. Next, I'm just gonna go ahead and contour with this Fenty Matchstick. But with that being said about what I do for work, I did get to a point where I was very overwhelmed, and I noticed that I just wasn't myself, and I felt like I was giving more to my job than literally anything else in my life. And I realized that I needed to make a change. So quite recently, I had to set boundaries for myself. Like I said, because I am someone that likes to help others, I will do it to the point where it's no longer beneficial for anyone, because I'm burnt out, I become miserable, and it just doesn't become enjoyable for any party involved. So with work, for example, if I wasn't in the classroom, I was at home or in my car marking assignments. If I wasn't marking assignments, I was, you know, writing a lecture. If I wasn't writing a lecture, I was answering emails, just, you know, answering inquiries from students or whatever. And it just became so consuming. And as much as, yes, I'm a single mom, I never want to get to the point where my job becomes more important than my kids. And I also don't want to get to the point where my job becomes more important than me. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. To me, as much as money is important, I've just never been that type of person where money runs my life. I always want to be present for my kids, both physically and emotionally. And I don't believe that just because you're there physically as a parent, that means you are actually there for your kids, right? Like, we all know there's a difference between actually being involved and present in your kids' lives and just sort of being around, right? I realized that during those times when I was, as I said, like, you know, always on some sort of device, whether it was my phone or my laptop or even the iPad, I realized I wasn't as present with my kids. I'm just gonna go back with my foundation brush, but like I was saying, I just was not present, and I realized that was just, it was really eating me up. I was feeling all of that mom guilt, but for the longest time I just wasn't doing anything about it. So for example, you know, I would feel like I was listening to my kids, or I'd feel like, you know, I can do both. But I mean, even as an adult, right? Imagine you're talking to someone and they're just constantly on their phone. They may be responding to you, but you're not gonna feel like what you're saying is being valued when they just have a device constantly, you know, in your face. So I didn't want my kids feeling like that, and sometimes, you know, I caught myself like kind of giving the yeah, even though I really had no idea, not necessarily no idea, but like I knew I just wasn't invested, you know, I wasn't engaged in what they were saying or doing. One day I was like, no, something has to change. I'm gonna use this blush right here. This is from Danessa Myricks. It's the Yummy Skin Blush in Primadonna. There was a 2-week period in between the last semester and this current semester, and I was just so burnt out that I could not function. My body was literally just saying, girl, sit down. And I had no choice but to listen. I had so many plans to hang out with people because essentially I didn't really have a summer. Yeah, so I didn't really have a real summer because I was basically working the whole time, and I wasn't able to get the girls into any camps or anything because basically everything in my area was booked out. Like, I guess registration was full in pretty much all of the camps that were close to me. And because my classes run at specific times, I couldn't put them in camps or, you know, summer programs that were really far away from my home and work, because it just wouldn't work logistically. So I didn't really have many options, and on a day-to-day basis I kind of had to figure out what I was going to do with the girls and how that was going to look and how that was going to work. And it was tough, right? And again, because I wanted to be always present for them, did we do too much blush? Is there ever too much blush? I don't know, but let's just keep going. I'm just gonna add the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer. But like I was saying, because I always, you know, like I was saying earlier, always wanted to be present for my girls. Sometimes, like, say they were with my grandmother, I would come to see them in between, you know, my work schedule, in between my classes, or in between visiting my students, even if it was for like an hour, just to, you know, spend that time with them, you know. Or if it was a little bit longer, sometimes I would have like a 2-hour break in between my classes, so I would rush back there, take them outside, you know, give them a little treat or something, and then literally rush back to work. So all of that was just so taxing on my body, on my mental. And again, I once again had that guilt of, you know, not giving them the summer that I wanted them to have, not giving them the time with me that I wanted to spend with them as well. So all of this was just compounding, and I didn't realize how much the mental and emotional load really manifested physically. We're going back in with another Best Skin Ever concealer, but this is just in a darker color. So yeah, I didn't realize until the semester was over, and girl, when I tell you, I just broke down. I had no capacity for anything. My social media was gone, was shot. I couldn't spend time with anyone. I would be sitting down and literally just be falling asleep. I would be driving and catch myself like falling asleep, not like fully falling asleep, but you know when you just like you're at a red light and you're just kind of, you know, those ones. So that was me. And then I just realized that my body just could not function just because of how hard I was running it into the ground. Like when I say, like, some days I'd be like, did I drink water today? And it wasn't because I didn't want to, but I was just on go. Like when I say I was on go, I was on go 24/7, and it was just, it wasn't healthy. It wasn't fair for me. It wasn't fair for my daughters. But at that time, it was just like the only thing that I could do, right? At the end of the day, I'm the one that, you know, provides for my kids and for myself. So if not me, then who, you know? I am just gonna let this dry down for a little bit before I go ahead and blend this out, but that's kind of where my head was at. So I kind of had no choice but to do what I had to do. But like I said, I basically had like a mini mental breakdown those last 2 weeks, and I realized that, girl, you can't keep going on like this. Like, yes, you love to help people. Yes, you love, you know, being efficient. Yes, you love doing 8 million, 100 gazillion things at one time, but you need to slow down. Normally I use a wet beauty sponge, but for some reason I stopped doing that, and I don't know why. I'm just gonna quickly spray my face with the Milk Hydrogrip setting spray, just because the concealer started drying down a little bit too much. But yeah, like I was saying, I just came to terms that, like, I just couldn't continue doing things the way that I normally have been doing them, because my body was just like, girl, this whole running off of 2 drips of water and literally 3 hours of sleep ain't it. And as much as I'm telling you guys this, I do not glorify hustle culture. Like, if I did not have to do this, well, not this, but if I didn't have to do what I did that summer, well, this summer I should say, I wouldn't be doing it. Like, there is, girl, I don't really know what a soft life is, but if I didn't have to do what I've been doing, I would not be doing it as I was trying to say, basically. Like, there is no metal in struggle. There is no metal in being so tired that you're falling asleep at a red light while you're driving. Like, that is not cute. That is not healthy. That is not it. And honestly, if you don't have to do it, don't do it. Like, don't. I'm not gonna sit down and say like everyone can afford this soft life and, you know, be in your feminine space and yada 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 yada. Again, I'm being facetious when I say that, because there's nothing wrong with being in your feminine journey or feminine energy, but for some of us, unfortunately, like, we can't afford to just sit and be in our feminine energy, because we have to be both. All right, I just want to brighten up my under eyes just a little bit, so I'm going ahead again with Sephora Best Skin Ever. This is in the color 33.5Y, and it's just a tiny bit brighter than the other concealers. But yeah, you guys, that's kind of what I recently discovered about myself, is that I need to scale things all the way back and really pour a lot of that energy back into myself, instead of giving to everyone first and then only really keeping what's left over for myself. Like, I do that with my kids. I honestly do that with anyone that I really care or love. And that's just not gonna work for me anymore. I've left this sitting for a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out. I don't like to carry it too far out, but I just like to brighten this inner corner. But yeah, you guys, comment down below if you guys are the same. I know that is definitely a huge trauma response, but it is a part of my story that I'm actively trying to rewrite. I'm not saying I don't want to be the same caring person that I am, but I realize that I just need to learn to scale back, and as I said, give to me first and allow everyone else to have the remainder. I'm going back in with the Sephora translucent setting powder. I like to go in with a brush first before I go in with the powder puff, whatever it's called, the little triangle thing that all the girlies be using. I just like to do this first and then kind of push it in with the powder puff. So I'm just taking this little powder puff, why can't I say that word? And this is what it looks like. I'm just going to pat off the excess, and I like to just take it right underneath here. I don't know why, but I feel like this step just smooths everything out. Can you guys see that difference? Maybe it's just me, but this is the side I did with the powder puff and this is the side without. I really do feel like it just snatches things, makes it look a little bit more airbrushed, in my humble opinion, but let me know if I'm just being delulu. Anyways, let's just continue going. I'm just gonna fortify that cream contour slash bronzer that I did with these with this bronzer from Mocha Mami. What am I saying? This bronzer from Fenty, which is called Mocha Mami, and this is what it looks like. So yeah, you guys, in terms of work, I'm actually in a really good place. I started off this new semester very strong. I took the time to set myself up in a way that will be more beneficial to me. I'm a lot more organized, and girl, if you work a corporate job, you know how it goes, but I'm no longer answering emails when my work hours don't permit. Like, at this point, well, I don't really have set work hours per se, but I kind of just set them on my own. So basically, I'm not answering no emails on weekends or evenings. When it's after 5, that's a tomorrow issue. That is a tomorrow issue, because when I'm spending time with my daughters, I'm not on my phone checking emails. I don't want to be getting frustrated about things that I have to deal with at work at home. I'm just gonna use the same bronzer to add a nose contour, but yeah, like it's one thing to be working from home and, you know, having work kind of get to you, but it's another thing to not even be necessarily on work time. And just because me, just because I'm really dedicated to my work and to my students, like that's all fine and dandy, but now it's family time. And if I realize, like, if I don't prioritize that, like I'm always gonna be in this rut of feeling like the work is just never done. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are just a few changes that I've been making, and I realize that it's made the world of a difference in my performance and my mood, and I'm no longer triggered when I hear that stupid chime when I get a new email. Alright guys, so my camera died, but I think what I was talking about was just kind of like how work affected me and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, in general, I've just been setting more boundaries for myself with work, with relationships, with family, and I've just been realizing how beneficial boundaries actually are. I'm just gonna go ahead with this Sephora, I honestly don't remember what the name is because this is what the back looks like, but it's one of their, I think it's called Date Night. Anyways, I'll have it listed below, but it's just a really pretty pink color. I just like to top off the blush that I recently used with this one. But yeah, I don't know, there's been something really, really, really liberating about setting these boundaries and really sticking to them. I won't say that I'm, you know, 100% with it and always sticking to my boundaries, but it has been much better than it was before. And I realized that, well, I saw a meme that says when someone sets boundaries, it's their way of trying to keep you in their life, opposed to, I think it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's basically saying like it's not someone trying to push you away, but actually trying to find a means for you to stay in their life. And I think sometimes when well, at least for me, I think my whole notion of boundaries was something hard for me because I didn't really want to deal with the confrontation of people not accepting my boundaries in the past. Whereas when I saw that meme, it really did speak to me because it's true. Like when you are expressing your boundary, it's really your way of saying, hey, like I want to have you in my life in some sort of capacity, so long as you respect this boundary, right? Like if you go along with this boundary, we cool-ish in some cases, but if not, like you got to go. Once I kind of realized that, it really shifted my perspective on boundaries and why I need to stick to them and why it's important to make them. All right, next we're just gonna go ahead and set my face. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I don't know why, but the top popped off. These are in 2 different colors. This one is 65 Toffee. This is in 75 Hazelnut. I feel like right now I'm in between both colors, so I just like to kind of dabble in between both, and I just use this fluffy, I don't even know, I think this is an e.l.f. brush. I've gotten it like, honestly, I don't even know, probably 7 years ago. Anyways, but yeah, that's kind of been where I'm at with my mental health and all of that kind of stuff. And I can definitely say I'm in a better place than I was. I know some videos in the past have come on and I've been in a really, really, really tough spot. For sure, I still have rough days. I still have days that I'm struggling, but they're just not as severe as it was before. They're not as, you know, life or death as it was before. And even if I do have rough days, I would say they don't last as long as that like long-term depression state that I was in. So yeah, I mean, that's progress. That's something to celebrate. It's taken a long time to get to a space where I'm okay. Like, you know, I'm not great, I'm not excellent, but I'm okay. Just to be able to say that I'm okay is huge for me. If you know, you know. I think also I had a hard time saying that I was okay because I felt that two things couldn't be true at the same time. So if I said that I was okay and then I struggled, that it would somehow mean that I wasn't being true to what I was saying, or I felt that people might get the wrong impression. So I was very reluctant to say that I was okay. But like I said, two things can be true at the same time, right? Like, you can experience depression and be happy with how certain things are going in your life at the same time, right? Mental health is not a linear journey. Mental illness is not a linear journey. So for those of you that struggle with kind of the same things, for me, it's hard to really articulate it, but it's okay to say that you're okay, or it's okay to say that, you know what, right now where you stand, you're in a good space. Yes, you might be going through bouts of depression or deal with extreme anxiety, but yeah, like, it's okay to say that and still struggle with things. That's something that I really did struggle with. I didn't know that it was okay to say that I'm okay even in the midst of whatever I was going through. Lately, I haven't really been an eyeshadow girly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add the same bronzer to my eyes. I haven't really gotten into eyeshadow lately. I do want to get back into doing my eyeshadow because that's also something that used to bring me a lot of joy. And just speaking about that, I've really been wanting to tap into just what brings me joy, like what makes me happy. And you know, creating content makes me happy, even though it is time consuming. Even when I'm not getting sponsorships. Like, I started this channel as well as, you know, my other social media platform because I loved sharing whatever it was, you know, whether it was hair products, whether it was, you know, how I am managing with 2 small babies at that time, just whatever it was, right? And I never really got into this for the money. Yeah, I really just want to return to my passion. So that is that. The other thing that I really always loved was doing my nails. But I actually don't even know if I told you guys, but I ended up getting a really bad allergic reaction. It happened twice. So the first time it happened, I had no idea what it was, what was causing it. At first I thought it was like my eczema just like on a million. But when I tell you, like, my fingernails were so painful, around my nail beds were peeling, my nails actually started detaching from my nail beds. Like, it looked even more disgusting than it sounded. Like, it was horrible. I really was very self-conscious because I'm already kind of sort of self-conscious about my hands, just because like my eczema kind of has taken over. I say almost kind of because I know it's something that I have, so it's like, and they're on my hands, right? It's on my hands, so I can't really hide it. So I've pretty much had eczema all of my life, so I've kind of accepted, like, eczema is just eczema, and it's just gonna do its thing when it wants to do it. It's gonna calm down when it wants to calm down, and yeah, that's just that. But yeah, because I have the eczema, I really loved having nails and doing my nails. So when I started doing my nails on my own, it was like the best thing for me and was super therapeutic. But then after I had the allergic reaction, I haven't been able to use nail polish, use acrylic, nothing, like very much nothing, not shellac, nothing, for the longest time now. I want to say like at least over 1.5 years. And I finally realized that what the chemical is that I'm allergic to. And it's in a lot of things, but especially in like acrylic stuff for your nails, and very like the cheap stuff that's on Amazon, like those home kits and stuff. The chemical in there is very concentrated, so I couldn't use any of those things. Even on my hands, sometimes like certain shellac polishes really still break me out. and cause allergic reaction. The other thing was, because it was on my hands, anything that I touched was breaking out as well. So I had this really bad rash on my face. Like, girl, it was bad, okay? It was really bad. All right, I'm just going in with the Fenty Hella Thick mascara. But like I was saying, you guys, I was just so self-conscious, and then, like, you know, and then on top of that, being a professor, like, you know, my nails are always showing because whether I'm handing out papers or whatever it is. I just hated it until I went to go actually just do a regular manicure, and I went to a completely different nail tech, and, you know, I was telling her about my allergies or whatever. So she suggested me to try what was it, biogel. And many of you girls are probably like, girl, you've never tried biogel? The answer is no. I didn't know what the difference was. I didn't feel like paying for something that was gonna be pretty similar to acrylic, so I just never did it. Only to come to realize that I can finally have my nails done again, because it doesn't have the same chemicals that acrylic has in it. So I'm back to doing my nails. As you guys saw in my vlog, right now my nails need to be filled, as you guys can see, but I just love how feminine it makes me feel, and I realize it's also something that I enjoy having done. So it's something that I'm just gonna work into my routine now. As you know, we spoke about earlier, I need to give a lot back to myself. So that's just one way that I'm gonna be doing that. So this is kind of like the first layer. I like to kind of let it dry in between layers and then go back in and get all the volume. Also, you guys probably have seen that the last time that I did my nails, I took the girls with me, so I may do that a little bit more often, just to kind of incorporate them. Sometimes I really wanted to start doing more mommy-daughter dates with them. Again, just being more intentional about the time that I spend with them. So that's something that we're trying to figure out. I'm just using the MAC Chestnut lip liner. Alright guys, so I did go ahead and, you know, just put on a quick turtleneck, since it's basically fall or whatever, but I didn't go ahead and spray my face. But this is basically my everyday kind of makeup look. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it with the Milk Hydrogrip setting spray. I've really been loving this setting spray specifically. But other than that, that's pretty much it in terms of an update. I did have some assumptions that I asked you guys on Instagram a while back, but maybe I'll just leave those for another video. So maybe you guys, what you guys can do is comment down below any assumptions that you guys have, and I will enter those in another video. So that can be anything, you know, even if it's related to hair, makeup, my lifestyle, whatever. I will enter those in another video. But I don't think that there's anything else that's new. Overall, I just am in a space that I'm really just betting on myself. I really want to tap into myself. I really want to tap into just me, my abilities, my talents, my ambition, all of that, because I really feel like I've been sleeping on myself for so long and just reserving, as I said before, energy for everyone else. And I really just, as cliche as it sounds, I really feel like it's me time. And I just want to explore that to to see what kind of new heights that will bring for me. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little chit chat video. If you did, let me know what other topics you guys want me to cover. Let me know if you guys are feeling this face. I just love how fresh my updated makeup routine is. I feel like it's like snatched, but like in a subdued way. I don't know, maybe I'm just making stuff up at this point. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below and also give this video a big thumbs up if it was helpful to you. Don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you know when I post new videos. You guys know the vibes. But hopefully I see you guys in another one, but for now I'm gonna say toodles. Bye guys.